Okay, welcome to day 11 of the MARGHADARSHAN initiative. So today we had taken two questions. So the initiative is what? To understand PSIR through PYQs. So the question 1 of today what we had given was that Gandhi's view on state. Gandhi's view on state. So they are asking you to comment on it. And this was a previous year question asked in Civil Service Examination 2015. And it has been asked for 10 marks. So basically 10 marks means you have to write your answer within 150 words. So here what is the demand of the question? They are asking Gandhi's view on the idea of state. So that will be the, what you can say, the focus what you need to answer. So how you can divide the answer? So one, you can bring an introduction first. So my introduction will be something related to, it can be either related to state or it can be also related to Gandhi. So here I will start with state because I can say Garner says the study of political science. The study of political science begins and ends with state. So through this statement, what I am trying to convey to the evaluator is that study of state is central to study of political science, and hence we can say that every thinker who is there, whatever they speak about, it's largely related to state. Now next point I have to come regarding saying that now what is Gandhi's view on state. So I'll write Gandhi in his book Hind Swaraj. I'll also try to mention the works what he has written, because one, you can indicate to the evaluator that I am a person who has read political science pretty well. So I say Gandhi in his book Hind Swaraj speaks about the concept of Ramarajya. And then I will connect that Gandhi's idea of Ramarajya is based on a decentralized political system. And Gandhi is against the idea of a centralized state. And why he is against the centralized state? Because he calls state as a soulless machine, and state reflects violence. Because for Gandhi, the modern state cannot exist without violence, that is military, police, etc. And this goes against Gandhi's concept of what? Democratic decentralization. And hence we can say, because I can't write too much, this is 150 words, so I can tell Gandhi comes very close to anarchy. But then I have to also bring counterpoints saying that this is something Gandhi had viewed when he was young in that regard. But however, as Gandhi also matured, he also believed that state is required. And we can also look that state can play a positive role. When you look somebody like T.H. Green, who believed that state has the capacity to hinder the hindrances. Hence, in that regard, we can say that Gandhi's idea of state is valid to a certain extent, but we should also not forget that state does play a very key role in bringing the upliftment of the people. And here we can say in Indian constitution today, we have adopted or modeled the Gandhi's idea of decentralization. So that should be the, what you can say, the structure of your answer, what you start, Gandhi's view on state. So they're asking to comment on it. Comment means you have to bring your opinion also on it. It's not only writing about what is Gandhi's view of state. So first you have to explain briefly what is his view, then you have to bring your reflections on it, that to what extent you agree or you disagree with him. Now moving on to the second question, which was asked, the previous year question for today, was compare and contrast. Compare and contrast the views of Kautilya. Views of Kautilya and Machiavelli on statecraft. So this question was asked in again CSC 2015, and it was asked for 20 marks. So basically 20 marks means I can write up to 4 pages. So here I can afford to explain a bit more in detail. So here, since the question is asking compare and contrast two thinkers, that is Kautilya and Machiavelli, and what they're asking to compare, what they've said about statecraft. So my introduction would be saying what is statecraft. So statecraft refers to the art of ruling in that regard, and the art of management of the state, that we call as statecraft. And in this regard you can say two important scholars which comes to our mind, means you can write like this, two important scholars which comes to our mind. One is Kautilya, who has written Arthashastra. Then the other important scholar is Machiavelli, who wrote the book The Prince. And both these books are considered as what? Fundamental aspects of statecraft. But then they're asking to compare and contrast, so obviously you have to write what are similarities in both of them and what is difference in both of them. So for this I'll start my paragraph by saying that Jawaharlal Nehru, in his book Discovery of India, calls Kautilya as what? The Indian Machiavelli. But however, Upinder Singh, an historian, who is an historian, in her book The Violence in Ancient India, she disagrees with Nehru. She says that it should be the other way around, where Machiavelli should be considered as what? The Italian Kautilya, because Kautilya wrote the work Arthashastra much before Machiavelli, because Machiavelli wrote it in 16th century. But then I will connect the paragraph saying that irrespective of Nehru's view or Upinder Singh's view, why both are comparing Kautilya and Machiavelli? Because there are certain similarities with respect to their view on what? Statecraft. So now I have to list out what are the similarities. One similarity, both belong to the school of realism. I'll use my keywords in my answers to make sure that the language looks more political science. Second one, I'm going to write, both of them believed in a very strong state like monarchy. Both of them believe that monarchy is a practical form of government. Third, both of them believed that ethics and politics should not be intermixed. So there is no room for values in politics. There is separation of. Fourth, both of them advocated to their respective king or the prince that what? that ends justifies the means. And both Kautilya and Machiavelli also recommended maximization of power. So I can say these were some of similarities what you can say in recommendation of Kautilya and Machiavelli. But however, there are certain differences also in their ideas. So one difference you can say that Kautilya's Arthashastra has more depth than Machiavelli's Prince, because Kautilya also goes into the art of the administration. So he also speaks about in detail about what? Political economy. So he says the importance of economics to a state. Second difference you can say, for Machiavelli the king was above the law, the king was above morality, but for Kautilya the king had to follow Raja Dharma, is bound by the duties in that regard. And third difference what you can see between Kautilya and Machiavelli, it comes to religion. For Kautilya, he did not clearly separate religion from politics. And you can say he recommended for mutual good relations between the Brahman and the Kshatriya. Whereas if you take Machiavelli, he separated state from religion and he laid down the foundation of a modern secular state. So then I would end my answer by an opinion of Max Weber. Max Weber, in the book or in his, I think, essay or something, Politics as a Vocation. Politics as a Vocation says that Kautilya was more Machiavellian than Machiavelli. So this would be my conclusion, what I am going to write with a viewpoint of Max Weber. So again, if you look into the question, so the demand of the question was that I need to compare and contrast Kautilya and Machiavelli with respect to what? Statecraft. So I introduced my answer by saying what is statecraft, and then I brought views, means where they are similar, and I've also written how they are different. And again, to make sure my answer stands out, I've added certain quotes which fit into the question. So that's why I told, when you prepare for mains, it's not about how much you have read, it is always about how you write. And again, how you write, it is only when you write you know what you have to read. And the importance of solving previous year questions is that when you solve previous year questions, you will get to know what you need to use it in the answer, and that also reduces your burden of reading too much content. And always marks will be awarded based on what? Have you addressed the demand of the question? Second one, have you structured your answer in a systematic way? And third one, you can say, okay, for a political science answer, are you using good introductions, good conclusions? That is going to what? Fetch marks in the exam. So tomorrow again we'll meet with 2 questions, and we have said that from now on political science 2 questions will be not recorded, it will be live, and usually it will be between 5 to 5:15. So again 2 questions will be posted tomorrow. Again tomorrow evening we are going to discuss 2 answers. So with this we'll come to today's session. We'll meet again tomorrow.